Celtics Talk podcast is presented by 24autogroup.com. New England gets more at 24.
What's up, everybody?
Wow.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We are
really happy.
We are on hour 92 of our post-game programming. It's one of those nights. So, all right, I'm going to a little peek behind the curtain. We may have joked at times that there is what we call the curse of Celtics post-up. Every time we have an episode of
Featuring
Celtics post-up
Kayla
to follow a game, the Celtics usually either lose badly or lose in, like, awful fashion. We were over at the Garden last week. Big, exciting NBA Cup game. We're expecting the Celtics to come out against Brooklyn, and we're not here to talk about the past.
That's forgotten.
The Celtics changed their ways for us tonight and brought their best effort of the year. No, I won't say the best effort, but one of the best results of the season, snapping the Detroit Pistons 13-game, preventing a franchise record 14-game winning streak with a 117-114 victory. Wasn't always pretty at the finish line, Kayla, but
No.
the Celtics got it done.
They sure did. Yeah, well prefaced. I mean, a 13-game win streak against the number one team currently sitting in the East, which now that probably shakes things up because they were 2.5 above the Raptors. Regardless, doesn't matter. It's a long season. Fine. That'll all shake out differently. The Celtics, from start to finish, they just didn't let up. There was that Jordan Walsh foul at the end that had everyone, like, pulling their hair out of their head, being like, no, you have done such a
But most people were just mad at Tony Brothers for making that call.
Yes.
You can't put yourself in that position, and we'll get to that. But
and they reviewed it. They had to review it, which
they cuddled. They didn't. I don't think they ever went to the tape.
I
But
mean,
you're right.
Even Scal, when Scal admits the wrong, like you're like, all right. So Scal's like, that's a foul. That's a
It's
foul.
like when Dad's like, yeah, that was wrong.
Dad's like,
It's
no, I was
all
wrong.
right,
I was
all
in the
right,
wrong.
Fine.
Regardless, Jordan Walsh was having, and still till this day, I stand by him. Such a great night. Like a flaw that you're gonna correct down the road. Fine, you'll
100%.
look at tape and move on. The fact that Cade Cunningham missed that free throw, 2 of 3 at the line, and the Celtics go on to win it, I was like, thank the Lord, because you're at the Garden. These Celtics fans are losing their minds. Like, God forbid, they
We can actually
win
have a
that.
good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was just, I felt like that Jalen, the effort was there. Derrick White finally snapped back to himself. Like, all of it. Baylor with those first half minutes and those points that he provided. I just felt like it was a well-fought Celtics team that I feel like they're able to really come up against big teams.
Yeah.
It's actually the Brooklyn teams of the world that scare me the most.
It is funny that even
I don't want to talk about Brooklyn.
we're not here to talk about the past. It is funny that even though a lot of the things have changed around this team, they still haven't been always able to get up for the bad opponents. You think about the Utah loss, some of the Philly games when they didn't have Embiid. I'm not trying to justify it, but they do seem to have a little bit more focus and intensity when the opponent matters.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think what I'm most thankful for is that tomorrow I'm going to get it everywhere we go, right? Like, so what do you think of the Celtics? And it's a lot easier to be like, hey, the good win last night, a defining stretch here right now with this season, instead of being like, yeah, they kicked away that game, and I can't believe they fouled late.
Yeah, like what a depressing kind of a mojo
Right.
you would have to walk around on Thanksgiving Day.
I think there has been, through the first 18 games, there have been far more positive than negative, and yet some of those missteps can cloud it. But let's keep the focus on the positive. What is your headline?
My headline, without looking back on it, is I got it.
You put so much effort
Derrick
into it.
White. I know. Derrick White preheated the oven for a Thanksgiving win. Something like that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Derrick White preheated the oven for a Thanksgiving win. This dude, not only fourth quarter D-Wade, which I'm with you, Chris. At first I was like, I don't know, do we box him in on the fourth quarter Derrick White? Yes, we do, because it's special. It's unique. It's like imagine when mom and dad in the kitchen say, hey, 10 minutes till dinner, or just like 5 minutes left, and you're like, okay, everyone gets up,
Time to
you're
lock
excited, you're going to the table, you're going to you're setting up the plates. That's what Derrick White did here in this game. Preheated the oven.
These
it was
Thanksgiving
cooking.
analogies went way deeper than I
Yeah,
thought.
I
we were
just
gonna go. But it's
I didn't
amazing.
even listen. You guys don't see my hands on the phone. No chat GPT. It's all here. He was fantastic. I mean, it started with really back-to-back threes. He had like 3 threes in the fourth that really just sparked the energy, especially after the JB dunk, the and one that he got. That changed. I felt like that just gave him the boost that they needed. But Derrick, offensively, Eddie mentioned it, seeing the ball go in the hoop, but also defensively when Jordan Walsh was guarding Cade on that last play and he comes over and crowds him to force Cade to turn over the ball, like that's who Derrick White is. So I was really happy he got that.
And that was a risky play, right? Like he's guarding Duncan Robinson at that point, and if you're going to cheat off to try to force Cade to either fumble the ball, which he did, you got to be sure you're not like getting hit by that pass. But that's Derrick, right? Like Derrick takes chances in the right spots, but he just makes plays. It's the blocks, it's the steals, it's the timely 3-pointers. I know we've said it probably like 10 times on this podcast, but this felt like the closest thing to Derrick White being back. And I've probably used the headline, Derrick White is so back, 10 times. But this felt more like it. 25 second half points, season high 27 points overall. He had that glow about him.
Jalen, you mentioned Derrick had some clutch shots for you guys. Just how big was it to get him going?
That was great. That's the D. White that we know and love. When D. White is aggressive, that's a great sign for our team. He came out, he absolutely balled tonight. We got to find ways to get him more active, more involved. But Derrick was a star. He was a stud tonight, and I love to see it.
He was bleeding at the end of the game.
That's a great point that you made.
Like, it doesn't feel like a Celtic win until Derrick White is either bleeding or a tooth is knocked out or something.
He's like hitting his head, like
yeah, like dabbing at it. And so instead of getting shaky head Derrick White, who can't understand why no 3-pointers are going in, we get the glowing Derrick White. Yes. And I'm glad for him because it's got to be tough. Think about his Thanksgiving if he had to go explain to everybody, like, why are you struggling so much?
Think about Jordan Walsh's Thanksgiving with that
Jordan
foul.
Walsh's Thanksgiving would have been rough.
Yeah, exactly. All of them deserve a good Thanksgiving.
I do think it's a little bit of a relief to see. And I'll just keep going back to it. I don't know if I didn't update the number this week, but I want to say it was last week. The number was 67-7 when Derrick White is a positive in the fourth quarter, the Celtics record. So, like, it's just a 900 winning percentage. If Derrick White is just good, not even great, if he's just good in the fourth quarter, Celtics win the game. And tonight he was great.
And it takes the pressure off. I mean, Jalen, at this point, I expect him to have 30-plus games, which is kind of unfair to put that much pressure on him. But I believe it's his 9th game this year with 30-plus points and a double-double. And then to have Derrick help out, have Baylor help out in those early minutes, even Josh Minot, and then even Jordan Walsh defensively, like all in Ugo for the 30-whatever seconds that Scal was losing his mind over saying,
yeah, he did 38 seconds.
The plus minus. Yeah, he sure did. But against the Detroit Pistons, this is no light of a team. No one has beaten them in 13 straight games. So they're going into this being like, all right, we're going to handle business again. They don't have Jason Tatum. They got Jaylen Brown. We'll shut him down. Derrick White's been inconsistent. Boom. Nope. 0-0. And the Celtics took control really from that second quarter on till the end. My
turkey-themed headline is let's talk about some of the yummy side dishes to Derrick's turkey dinner.
Those are the best.
Because while Derrick and Jalen continue to be awesome in, kind of, like, let's face it, JB has been remarkable in terms of just the consistency. The one guy who has really brought it every single night. Now, he hasn't been without his faults. The Philadelphia game where Oubre swoops in for the rebound, all that. Like, he's had missteps. He's had bad turnover nights against Brooklyn. But more often than not, he's been the one dude who's brought it every single night. Sure. And Derrick does what he does. There's been multiple instances this season where he's had big fourth quarters or got you to the finish line. But I thought tonight there was just so many little parts that were integral to getting you to this win. And so on Celtics Post Up, we spotlighted 4 of them. I'm going to throw a little spotlight on them again right now. But it starts with Amari Williams, who comes in.
It's the call.
Second-round draft pick, has on the two-way deal, has been logging games up in Maine. Some good, some okay. But essentially with no Namish Keita, gets the call up to Boston tonight. I thought he would play. I didn't think he would play 16 minutes or 15, 22, whatever the number was. Look, no first-year player who's still learning the NBA way is going to be perfect. He was a little bit too block chasey at the start of this game, but he did have 2 big swats. He did have 3 big rebounds, and he was a deterrent when the Pistons tried to go at the basket. If nothing else, he was altering shots. Celtics had to figure out how to close out those possessions with a rebound. But shout out to Amari Williams for being ready in that moment.
Yeah, and you're also, there's a lot of pressure going into that. Like, think about it. You're going from, and these guys are professionals. Like, you know that you may get called up, get the call, and you got to be prepared and be ready for that call. But working with Joe, I mean, they said that he had one practice, right? You were there, I believe, right, Chris? They had one practice before actually going out there and playing. And he's been playing with the main Celtics, who have been great. But to actually go and say, hey, I'm going to be playing here with the Celtics, and they expect me to step up because their big guy, who's been amazing, Nemish Kato, has been really helpful for this team. Like, I need to fulfill these big shoes. And so you're so right. He did look block chasey. But sometimes I think when you're like, oh, you get that first block and you feel the crowd hyping you, you're like, oh, internally you're like, this is where I got to be.
Plus, that's what he does. He's a defensive-minded center, so your natural instinct is to like just alter everything. Yeah. I think what he probably figured out on his own too was that if you got to be a little bit more stable, and the biggest thing was getting the rebounds. Like, they weren't killing you with offensive rebounds in the first half. They got a lot of them, but the second chance points were fairly even. It was just that you were giving so many second possessions, you were wasting so much energy defensively that it wasn't sustainable for the night. And so credit to the Celtics, credit to Amari. Familiar listeners to the Celtics Talk podcast know I have a soft spot for any centers named Williams. So shout out to Amari. Potentially welcome to
the same family.
The fan club could be drumming up. The second spotlight goes on Baylor Shireman, who again it's been a little bit up, a little bit down. Even at the start of this game, he got blown by Cade Cunningham a couple times. First off, it's encouraging that Joe was willing to put him out there to guard Cade in stretches, even though Jordan Walsh had the most of that time. But then Baylor hung in there, and all of a sudden shots started going down. I think it was 10 first half points, 12 points overall. Yeah. If he doesn't make those shots in the first half, this game could get away real quick. Totally. And I just thought it was nice on a night where you just needed, when Derrick's struggling in the first half, you needed a little bit more offensive punch. Baylor Shireman was ready.
And that's what some of his teammates were attesting to, saying, hey, I don't know where this game would have been if Baylor didn't show up the way he did. And there's something about Baylor being here in Boston that just sets a switch off, a light off. And maybe it stems back to last year when he's blowing the kisses and basically
he still loves it.
Tag teaming with Jason Tatum.
If he hits a three in front of an opposing bench, he is staring that bench down.
I love that because this guy has so much confidence. Like he really, you can see that he's young, right? And you can see his youthfulness out there on the court. But when he gets going, he gets that like I'm him kind of mentality. And you saw that early. He gets a couple threes, shakes and bakes, gets some mid-range shots, and then he's like, okay. And you even saw Peyton Pritchard that was like, F yeah. Like you have your dogs hyping you up. To have him ball out the way he did, and actually he really kept them in it and brought them back to hang in with Detroit in the early minutes of that game, because God forbid they have like a big drop-off and they go into the second quarter and even like after the half and it's not a 1-point game or a 3-point lead. It's a whole different game, a whole different scenario. So Baylor did things that I think should get. I'm glad you spotted him out because that's maybe not screaming on the stat sheet, but it speaks louder than people think.
And there was one sequence too. I forget. Someone had a block and maybe went the other way, and Baylor threw like a no-look pass to Minot, who ended up getting fouled the other way. But like it was just like a very clean no-look pass. The playmaking with him can be great, and I like to see him impacting winning in other ways beyond the scoring. But tonight they needed the scoring. Shout out Baylor Shireman. Having a vehicle you can rely on, that's important. That's why you can rely on 24 Auto Group. They will treat you like family, and that's because they are family owned and operated. They're honest, easy to work with, and they just get it. Whether you're looking for something sporty, something luxurious, or just a solid everyday ride, 24 Auto Group always comes through. With 9 brands and 11 locations across New England, there's something for everyone. And here's the best part. They've got the knack to save you more on a new or pre-owned vehicle, and the knack to pay you more for your trade, up to $2,400 over book value. You can even drive home with just $24 down. So if you want the best deal without the runaround, go see my guys at 24 Auto Group, because you always get more at 24. Online at 24autogroup.com. Jordan Walsh, I know, will fixate on the foul. Not a great look. Can't put yourself even in that position where Cade can get to the free throw line. Gets bailed out, as Jaylen Brown so eloquently said in his walk-off with ESPN. Ball don't bleeping lie. Jordan Walsh, though, we just take for granted now that he's going to be good in starter minutes. Like, he's a legitimate entrenched starter right now because he's playing with energy. I was saying on post-up, like, he's playing some small ball center. Like, him and Minot are out there in, like, very small lineups, so they're guarding bigs at that point. The ability to guard up when you're like a wing is amazing because, like, they put him on Brunson and Nime and Cade and then all the way up to big men. But the main thing was he did defend Cade for much of this game. NBA stats will update overnight, but the early numbers were 1 of 7 field goals when Cade was defended by Jordan Walsh. This is just another example of Jordan making good things happen when he's on the court and when he doesn't foul in crucial situations.
He's becoming one of my favorite players, evolving. I mean that wholeheartedly. Like, for him to be as many DNPs last year and then to have Jaylen Brown kind of vouch for him to be in that starting contender, as a starting contender, and then actually earn that role. And now he's taking ownership of that role, which, by the way, comes with learning curves, like as tonight when he fouls Cade Cunningham in the wrongful time. And like Eddie and Scal kind of broke it down, saying, okay, like when you dribble the ball, like there's different timing wise where you can make that foul, because you see Josh might not come over and try to crowd his space and almost foul. It didn't work out the way that Joe Mazzulla and the Celtics wanted it to.
Neither guy was like, both guys were probably in the wrong.
They got to look at each other like,
Minot was a little bit less wrong than Walsh.
You know what's worse? Like, all you athletes at home, or whether you're in high school, college, or if you're never played sports in your life, if you can relate to anyone who has played sports and has a coach that cuts up film the next day, you know in that moment you're looking at your teammate like, dang, dude, we're about to get reamed tomorrow in this like film. We are going to get killed. So
before they fly to Minnesota, Jordan should buckle up.
He is already on the plane probably. Like, Joe is like, what the F were you thinking here in this situation? But it doesn't discredit all the good that he did, because he has been. For him to go up against top players, him and Ugo, to guard like the number one guys against their opponents, is nothing short of light. Like Cade Cunningham still went on to score 42 points, man. But Jordan, I think even in that last moment when Derrick White came over and made that risky play, it was still Jordan to apply the pressure.
Yeah, for
to
sure.
have Derrick White to have the comfortability to say, okay,
funnel
I can
him
make this
towards
move.
Derrick.
Yeah.
All goes hand in hand.
I'm such a Jordan Walsh fan right now. I think he's balling. Other than that,
and he deserves the hype. And like I said, way more good than bad. Shout out to Jordan for the defense tonight. Last person to put the spotlight on, Joe Mazzulla. So,
cheers.
Coming into this game, there were a lot of personnel decisions that had to be made. With no Cade, we really didn't know. Like, what would the Celtics do? This is the first time with Cade out that they've had to kind of patch it together in the big man spot. He made a curious choice going with Garza. Maybe he thought Garza revenge game going against the Pistons team that drafted him, or I don't know. I'm not gonna try to get inside Joe's head there, but I give him credit because once it was clear it wasn't working and that the size was an issue, he was quick to move on. Yeah. And he could have gone to Boucher. He could have gone just stuck small and lived with the Minot Walsh lineup. Instead, he rolled the dice with Amari Williams. And that shows confidence in, hey, we just need someone who can get rebounds, alter shots, and this is going to give us the best chance to win against this team. So he pressed that right button. Knowing to go with Baylor Shireman early, when I don't think that wasn't an obvious choice. But I don't know. Sometimes coaches just get this gut instinct of either the guy hasn't played or you need a curveball, and I felt like he did that. And then multiple instances. Now, I know people are going to sit here and go, the Celtics can't even get an inbound play when they just need to like salt out the game. To me, that's a little bit on the players too. Like, you guys just got to be better in that. You got to fight for your space and get open, make it so that Derrick White isn't lobbing a ball into it like a dangerous spot. But I suspect Joe is working on those things. I suspect Joe is telling Jordan Walsh not to foul in that instance. Yeah. But I do like that. So Cade goes to the line. They end up subbing. Amari Williams and Peyton Pritchard go in. It sounds like so simple, but making sure Amari was out there for size, making sure Peyton, who is one of the best rebounders on the team, was ready to swoop in from the back line and ultimately collected the rebound. So Joe punched up all the right things in those spots and put his team in position to win.
I'm so glad that you pointed this out because I actually, honestly, going into this podcast, I probably wouldn't have thought to give him that much credit. But you're right. Do you understand? Even like mentally, having to take out Garza after he's getting his first start here in Boston. And then on top of that, not only to take him out, you would think he would go with a more vet of a guy because, okay, that didn't work, so who are we going to bring into work? No, I'm going with Amari Williams. People could probably be like, what is this guy doing? You're not only you already made
I get texts from people going, who is this guy?
Yeah, but that's a coach's IQ, and that's someone who knows what it takes to win because Joe knows how to win. Like, look at his resume. And on top of that, like, he's still trying to play, I like to call it Tetris a little bit. How do I fit the pieces that's going to make sense for this group? And it's no knock on Luka Garza not being ready for the moment or anything. It's just that wasn't the right fit, the right game for him. We've seen Garza against Orlando, who had his shine. And so different guys step up at different moments. And also, like, I feel like
every guy's going to get their chance. Like, Boucher will have a night. Guys will get another chance. Like, I mean, I did not think Bailey Schreiman would have as big of a role. But Joe is making sure that every guy feels empowered that when their opportunity comes, and then it's on the player to maximize.
And they needed a big dude to, like, implement that physical presence. And I just felt like Amari Williams, whether or not he was ready for the moment, which multiple times and throughout those minutes he was, but for him to just be that physical presence threatens other teams versus, like, maybe a Garza. So great job for Joe. I will say the out of bounds stuff, like, yeah, you can go, everyone's going to nitpick everything. Like, that's the part of the game. But look at the Pistons. I bet they're nitpicking, like, how the heck did we get in this situation and fumble the ball at the end?
I felt empowered, though. I had said right before that inbound, I said to Scal, I said, it feels like, we've had some difficulty just either getting the ball in or, like, when we need to foul somebody, we're like, we go too early or too late or whatever. And then both things ended up bearing themselves out. And again, so much of that is on the players, but I just think it's the Celtics are working towards it. That was a team that was 10-1 in the clutch, and now they're 10-2 because the Celtics much better in the clutch than they had been throughout the season. Good offensive possessions. All right, if I assume if anyone's driving somewhere on this Thanksgiving morning, they've arrived. Yes. It is time for them to go feast. I don't even know how to, like, ask. Are you a Thanksgiving person?
I love Thanksgiving. Here's my thing about Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. Like you said, not even the biggest turkey. Are you guys really a big turkey person? Do you love the sides? Like, I feel like right, because on your plate you look, you get all the apps, you get all the green beans, the collard greens, the sweet potatoes, the corn, all of it, and then your plate is flooded, and you're like, oh wait, who's got the turkey? And no one wants the dry turkey. You want to go for, like, the dark meat. Like,
what drives me nuts is the gravy pass is usually too slow. Like, the gravy,
and it's always on the opposite end of the table,
right? And obviously the gravy comes out last because, like, it's you want to make your plate first. But I feel like my family situations, I feel like we need the better gravy awareness. Yeah. feel like we're lacking. I feel like I'm going to bring this up to the table tomorrow. How do you
pass the rock, pass the gravy?
Right,
there needs to be good ball movement with the gravy.
Help the helper. Like,
is there a routine?
If you notice, I've got my full plate. I'm just waiting on the gravy.
Everyone is dialed. Oh, the bread rolls are
underrated.
Underrated app right there, bread rolls.
I will say, I think my mom pulled an elite move a couple years ago. We went double gravy bowl.
Okay, see,
recognizing that there was an issue with the gravy pass.
Awareness. Joe Mazzulla would love your mom.
Yeah.
Just great awareness there.
You got to identify the problem and work to fix it. And everyone in my family needs to be better. But
what's your favorite Thanksgiving meal or dish?
My favorite dish. So it sounds so simple, but you're like, it's the combination of everything. I need the mashed potatoes. I need the stuffing, the dressing, whatever you want to call it. I need we do, like, this turnips and carrots.
Ooh.
We do. I'm trying to think what else we like. We don't have, like, any out of control weird dishes.
Do you guys go, like, to dessert too?
So it's very basic. It's more of and I don't think we're not even like a pie family.
Pies. I'm with you. I
don't even mind. Like, I'm okay with the pie. I think I have, like, when we were kids, I was like, I don't want this. Just give me the cookies and sweets.
It sounds better than what it is, unless you make a mean apple.
Someone wants to go, like, crazy and show up with, like, a strawberry shortcake or something. Yeah, like, I'm just, like, just roll the dice with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see it. If someone wants to bring like cannolis. Last thing I need after Thanksgiving dinner is to be stuffing down cannolis.
Can I tell one really quick story that's hysterical?
Go for it.
So I'm in my family's, and I'm sorry to go off the rails here, but I'm at my family's house for Thanksgiving. This was like now I realize this is a tradition. But there's chaos. There's like 17 people over. We have like family friends. We're at my parents' house. Mom and dad are hosting. My mom's making the turkey. We got people piling in. Respectfully, CPT time. Like, people are coming late. So all of a sudden, like, we're kind of like, table's almost set. I get this knock on the door. And like, at this point, the door is open, right? So I get this knock and I open it. Strong, muscular, white dude, like, no clue who he is. We're a mixed, very diverse
What was I
family.
doing there?
Where you are? Chris, is that you? Once I realized it wasn't Chris, I was wondering who this person was. Dude brings in 3 racks of ribs, like, and he goes, like, so serious. He looked like a North End, like, mafia dude. And he was like, hey. And I'm like, hi. And he's
Any
like,
words or just like,
no,
okay,
no.
yeah.
My dad, like, maybe 20 yards back, goes, my guy. Not, I still don't know his name. And I'm so sorry if you watch our podcast, I don't know
Big
your name.
dog.
He comes in, my guy, walks right in, delivers the ribs, shakes his hand, dips.
Off he goes?
Dips. We now have had ribs on a consecutive basis at Thanksgiving for like 6 straight years. Best ribs in town. But I think they're like blue ribbon. I don't even know.
Wow.
Best ribs. But it's like a dealership, and it's a very sus scenario. So that happens on Thanksgiving. I never know when
You
he
haven't
shows
seen
up.
a cash
I
transaction
know.
or
I
anything?
don't know how he's
Yeah.
paid. I don't know what's going on, but it just happened. So
Now,
shout out you,
now
rib guy.
I might need to audible. Might need to
Yeah,
go to the Burton household tomorrow.
It's a real flex.
Stevie B with the power move.
Stevie B does some weird things for Thanksgiving.
I don't know. I'm rethinking life. I think I told you, like, I went down to visit my mom in South Carolina, and we're doing like a early Thanksgiving, and that meant let's do steaks instead of turkey and ham and stuff like that because we like steak.
Brilliant.
Like what you like what you like.
I'm for that move.
Yeah, right. So like whatever you
So you do steaks now?
enjoy, let Thanksgiving be that day. It's weird because like I didn't love Thanksgiving growing up. Like I mean, it's fine. It's a fine holiday. Like it just Christmas was always the day in our family. But now as I'm older, Christmas is an NBA day and Thanksgiving is an NFL day. So I should just naturally gravitate to Thanksgiving more. But
yeah.
I'm still kind of.
Take it as your vacation day. You deserve this day.
I appreciate it.
Right?
Damn right, Kayla.
Christmas, you're always working. Unfortunately, maybe not this year.
Ball
but
don't
like,
lie.
Ball don't lie. Chris deserves
I've
this
been working
Thanksgiving.
hard, racing from the golf course to the studio.
Oh my God!
Forgetting my belt.
I came
forgetting all
in
my
here, by the
equipment.
way, everybody. It was a beautiful, beautiful day, as you know, and I see everyone on the golf course, every dad and male person out there on the golf course, and I go, Chris. I'm gonna go into the studio later today, and Chris
was the first
definitely
question.
golf. I go, Chris, did you hit the course today? Did you hit the green? Sure enough. How many holes?
And
13.
me and my sweater vest, and yeah, as if I had just come
You
off
even forgot
the Scottish links.
a belt for. You forgot some piece of clothing attire because you were so fixated on playing 13 holes.
This is, it's embarrassing, but I was just such in a rush to get out of the house, I forgot my entire work bag. So I did not have my belt. I luckily had some clothes for tonight, but I forgot all my chargers. So I have not had my hearing aids all night, which is the whole new level of.
Which you didn't need it. You were fantastic.
Huh?
You didn't. Yeah. Huh? So you don't need to hear us. But you got your 13 holes
It's
in
been a
of
grind.
golf.
Producer Max said I have selective hearing because I did not listen to him throughout the night, and for that I apologize.
I'm
All right.
happy for you.
We've rambled enough. We need to go
Yes.
have our own Thanksgiving.
Guys, happy Thanksgiving.
Everyone go subscribe, go check us out on the YouTube page. I need to go watch the YouTube video because I swear this logo changed on us, but it's probably been that way all
I
year.
feel now you got me thinking too.
We'll see you guys on Friday. Another early game against the Timberwolves. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for listening to us ramble.